Hi guys, my name is Sita. Welcome back to my channel. I make videos about housemanship. If you're new to my channel and if you want to hear about my achievements or accidents, mishaps or marvels, then be sure to hit subscribe to be notified if I have a new video out. Your support really means a lot. Thanks. So in my last video, I was actually talking about how I finished surgery successfully without extension, yay, and then a month of silence. Where did I go? I guess you know the answer to that. I've been busy, even though I don't really like using that word, busy. But there's no real other way to describe what your days are like. You're working a lot, all the time. Anyway, so a lot has happened in the last month. And it's not to say that I've not wanted to put out a video, right? Because I've had so much to say. But in essence, I can tell you that I off-tagged and then re-tagged and then got COVID and then took a vacation. So it's been a very eventful 6 weeks to say the least. But what I actually want to talk about this video is something difficult. I mean, I brought this up like in my previous videos when I was in surgery about how miserable I was and how I'm always dreading going to work. But at some point in medical, after I had a particularly bad day, which led to 2 more particularly bad days, and then me getting COVID and then being quarantined for a week, I kind of had an epiphany. And it's that I think I'm burnt out. I know it may seem like it's too soon to get burnt out, but I don't really think that's true because I started reading about how people face burnout at work, and essentially I woke up every morning dreading going to work. I had to find reasons not to EL or emergency leave on that day. Like, oh my god, I'm the only person covering Perry all by myself. If I don't go to work, then I'm definitely gonna screw someone else's day up. Or the most common one being, of course, I don't want to use up any of my chuti rehat or rest days because you're only allocated 8 in the 4 months of the department. And yeah, like that's the feeling that I had before going to work, before seeing lots of patients, before interacting with people and helping them get better, which was really quite a drag because it was eventually like, not only did I feel bad about going to work, I felt bad about feeling bad because medicine is supposed to be fulfilling. It's supposed to be nice to help people. It's supposed to give me a sense of purpose and meaning. And all it made me do was end up feeling really guilty because I wasn't feeling the way that I should be feeling. And it was just this sort of very vicious cycle. And then I would come back home, even if I was AM shift, like at 5 or 6. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to talk to my friends or family. I didn't want to do any of the things that I enjoyed doing, like writing or filming, or the things that give me a sense of satisfaction. I didn't want to exercise anymore. I was just eating like crappy sandwiches that I made at home, and it was all just very unpleasant, to say the least. And only when I got COVID, I realized how badly I needed a break. You know, it was like a very messed up housemanship slogan that we could probably borrow from Kit Kat, you know, like have a break, get COVID, because there's no other way you're gonna get an entire unaccounted week off to just recover. So that's like the first thing that I wanted to talk about. Burnout is very real, and it feels like housemanship is just a 2-year-long perpetual burnout. You know, it's not really fun to not be excited about the thing that you spend the majority of your time doing. So I coincidentally attended this course in a district hospital called the Mental Health Psychosocial Support, which is sort of initiative. I'm not sure who it's by. I want to say it's KKM. I guess it's by KKM. And they basically were focusing on how healthcare workers are a big group of people that are the ones that need the mental support and will refuse to get it because we're so like laden with but I'm the one that provides care, so I can't possibly receive care, you know. That was quite interesting. I can't get into too much detail, but basically what they were saying was the obvious: please get help. You don't have to wait until you literally can't go to work anymore. You don't have to wait until you're about to kill yourself, or worse, somebody else. You don't have to wait until it gets so bad that you're just constantly crying. And I know that this sounds very much the opposite of what the environment around you is saying, and from your point of view, everybody's just doing perfectly fine, and they're just getting on really well, and they're off tagging, and they're acing their procedures, and they're impressing their MOs. But stop comparing yourself to other people. It's really not going to do you any good. It's not helping anyone, and you know that it's not helping anyone, but you can't help yourself, right? And how can you get help? If you have a HOD, a head of department that you can actually talk to, text him and say, I'm struggling. I can't do this. I'm tired all the time and I don't know what to do. If you can't talk to your friends or family, or if they're not giving you any kind of support that's adequate, talk to your people at work, because that's where you spend most of your time. And then at the very least, right, you've made the attempt to say the most difficult thing. You've acknowledged that you feel this way, and from that point it sort of becomes a little bit their responsibility, because they've taken you under their wing. So I know some friends who've gotten a referral to a psychiatrist or a psychologist, and then you can go and talk to someone on work time and get the necessary help that you need, so you're not alone. I know it may seem like nobody gives a shit, but really people do. And a lot of the times when people are giving you a really, really tough time, it's not because you're a bad house officer, you're stupid, you're worthless, or all of the things that first spring to your mind. You're not all of these negative emotions. It's just, unfortunately, that's just how the system is designed. They're trying to give you the toughest. Like, your MOs can't let you off easy, because anything that you do wrong, they have to be fully accountable for. So they have to, in a way, give you a tough time. And I know it's not necessary for them all to give you such a tough time all the time. You can just be unlucky. But know that this experience will make you stronger. Know that you are stronger than you give yourself credit for. No matter your first poster or a fifth poster, right? You've spent years on this education, and the end goal is whatever they're trying to do to you is their own screwed up, or possibly, if you're lucky, beautiful way to make you be a better doctor for your patients. Because that's what the end game is. They just want you to be a good doctor, to serve your patients well. So my second piece of advice, besides seeking help and support, is take some time for yourself and do something that you enjoy. For me, it's hiking, or listening to good music, or doing arbitrary things like laundry, because it makes me feel capable that I don't ask my mom to do it. But take time for yourself. Don't just work 6 days and then get your day off and then spend that day off sleeping. Do things that make you feel good about yourself. Do things that make you feel alive. Pick up a new hobby, go out with your friends, talk to your colleagues about your difficulties, and eventually, right, you will find that you get a sense of self again. Getting over burnout, I think, during housemanship is going to be an impossible process, because it's just 2 years of such a grind, right? But what really helps me is every month I go on like a little vacation, or I just totally disconnect from my phone and computer, or every 2 months I'll go on like a slightly longer trip. Maybe I'll go to a different state, do something with my family or friends, really try and find ways to reset, because if your mind is constantly on work, you're never going to get that break. So please don't wait until things get to a point of almost no return. And I really hope that this video was somewhat comforting for you. It's certainly what I wish people would say to me more. And it's certainly through communicating with my friends and family and colleagues, especially because they completely understand what you're going through, that I feel strong enough to continue doing what I'm doing, even though I still have this constant sense of impending doom that I'm going to just massively mess up. But you know what? It's going to be okay. It may not seem like it now, but it will eventually get better. If any one of you needs help watching this video, you're doing your housemanship, if you want any resources, people that you can talk to, I know a bunch of like mental health resources that you can access online. It's quite affordable, and I'm happy to link them to you. I just don't really have the time to put that entire resource list together right now, but you can easily Google it because I'm pretty sure some other people have done that before. I know that Chara is one of the places. I'll link that in the description box below, but otherwise please just reach out to me in the comment section or DM me on Instagram, because I really don't like the idea that other people are facing such demons all by themselves, and we really don't have a resource for housemen to feel like they're on the right track, even though they say that they will do that during orientation. It's all just, we're not buying it, we're not doing it, right? So maybe advice from one houseman to another, there are ways that this can be a more fulfilling experience for you. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have anything to say, please leave a comment, DM me, the usual. I'm off to bed. I hope you guys have a good weekend, and please try and take care of yourself if you can. Bye.